Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East, and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another championship run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Washington Commanders fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, when we talk about the Washington Commanders, we're not just talking about a team with a rich history, but one that's always on the cusp of something great. And right now, there's a lot of buzz in the air, especially with some recent roster moves that could have a significant impact on the team's prospects for this season and beyond. One of the most notable moves just happened: Washington signing a promising wide receiver, Braylon Sanders, and placing their tight end, Tyree Jackson, on the reserve injured list. This isn't just a routine roster update. It's a strategic move that could reshape the receiving core and give the Commanders a new dimension on offense. So, let us dive into who Braylon Sanders is, what he brings to the table, and why this signing might be exactly what Washington needs to push forward. Braylon Sanders, coming out of Ole Miss, has shown flashes of potential during his college career, but it's his journey through the NFL and other leagues that makes his story particularly compelling. He entered the professional scene as an undrafted free agent, initially trying his luck with the Miami Dolphins. It's a tough road for undrafted players, no doubt about that. Sanders spent time on the Dolphins' active roster and practice squad, and he got a taste of the NFL in the 2022 season, playing in 3 games and catching a couple of passes for 17 yards. Not a huge stat line, but enough to show he has the talent and the work ethic needed to compete at this level. After his stint with Miami, Sanders didn't just sit around waiting for his next opportunity. He kept pushing, and in 2024 he spent the season on the New England Patriots practice squad. That's where he refined his skills, stayed in shape, and kept himself ready for a call-up. And now that call has come from Washington, a team that's been steadily building a competitive roster and looking to bolster its weapons in the passing game. His return to the NFL, after a stint with the DC Defenders in the United Football League, where he put up impressive numbers: 13 receptions for 332 yards and 3 touchdowns in just 7 games, shows his resilience and determination. That 76-yard touchdown against the San Antonio Brahmas is a reminder of his big play ability, his speed, and his agility. And speed, folks, is what really stands out when you watch Braylon Sanders play. His ability to stretch the field could be an X-factor for the Commanders' offense. Imagine the defenses having to respect his deep threat, which could open up opportunities underneath for guys like Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, or even the emerging rookie, who might be waiting in the wings. Sanders isn't just a deep threat. He is also versatile enough to line up in multiple spots, making him a tricky matchup for defensive coordinators. His route running, combined with his speed, makes him a real addition to a roster that has been looking to add explosive playmakers. But why now? Well, the Commanders have been in a bit of a transition phase. They've even trying to find consistency on offense, and with the recent injury to Tyree Jackson, a key tight end, the team needed to make adjustments. Jackson, a player with a lot of potential, especially as a red zone threat due to his size and athleticism, is now on the reserve injured list, which creates a gap in the depth chart. That's where Braylon Sanders steps in, adding fresh legs and speed to the wide receiver group, giving quarterback Sam Howell more options and flexibility. And this isn't just about filling a spot temporarily. Sanders has shown he can be a difference maker if given the opportunity. The coaching staff is high on his talent and sees the potential for him to develop into a reliable target. With the team's focus on building a potent offense, especially in a division as competitive as the NFC East, every piece counts. The Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants are all loading up with talent, so Washington knows it can fall behind. They need players who can step up and make plays when it counts. Now, let us talk a little about the bigger picture. The NFC East this season looks to be one of the most competitive divisions in recent memory. The Eagles are coming off a Super Bowl appearance and have added more pieces to their already stacked roster. The Cowboys are always a threat, boasting a strong defense and a balanced offense. The Giants, under new coaching, are hungry for success, and every game in this division is a battle. For Washington, that means every move, every player step is critical. Bringing in Braylon Sanders could be a move that pays dividends down the line, especially if he gets integrated into the offense early and helps stretch defenses. But it's not just about offense. Sanders' speed can also be a game changer in special team situations, in kick returns, and in creating mismatches. The coaching staff has seen flashes of his potential, and now it's about development and opportunity. There's a lot of excitement among the fan base because, let us face it, Washington has lacked that explosive element on offense for a while. Adding a player like Sanders with his big play ability could be the spark needed to ignite that unit. And speaking of sparks, the team's overall strategy this season revolves around maximizing the talent they have, especially on offense. The offensive line has been improving, and with a more dynamic receiving core, the quarterback has more options to get creative. The coaching staff has been emphasizing a faster, more aggressive style of play, and Braylon Sanders fits perfectly into that mold. His ability to take the top off defenses aligns with the team's goal of pushing the ball downfield more often. Now, for the fans who follow the team closely, it's exciting to see young players like Sanders get opportunities. It reminds us that this team is always evolving, always looking for that next big piece to put them over the top. The potential of Braylon Sanders is still unfolding, but the early signs are promising. And with the right development, he could become a key piece in Washington's offense, especially if he can stay healthy and continue to improve his route running and hands. Meanwhile, the injury to Tyree Jackson, while unfortunate, has opened the door for other players to step up. Jackson was developing into a reliable red zone target, and his absence will force the team to adapt. Whether that's through more targets to Jahan Dotson or the emergence of a new receiver like Sanders, the team is showing resilience and flexibility. The coaching staff has been working tirelessly to craft an offense that can keep defenses guessing, and adding speedsters like Sanders is part of that plan. Looking ahead, the season promises to be intriguing. The NFC East is set to be a slugfest, and the Commanders are determined to make their mark. With the roster reshaped and new players like Braylon Sanders stepping into the spotlight, there's a renewed sense of optimism among fans. Everyone's looking for that breakout game, that game-changing play, and Sanders could very well be part of that story this season. The team's depth at wide receiver is now more robust, and if Sanders can translate his college and league experience into consistent production, he might become a fan favorite very quickly. And it's not just about this season. The long-term vision for the Commanders includes building a sustainable, competitive team that can contend for championships. Every move, every signing, every draft pick is part of that puzzle. Braylon Sanders might just be a piece that fits perfectly into the picture, especially as he continues to develop in this new environment. The coaching staff is known for their ability to develop talent, and Sanders' raw speed and playmaking ability give him a real shot at making an impact. Now, let us not forget, the NFC East is a division where every game counts, and the margin for error is slim. The Commanders know they need to maximize every opportunity, and bringing in a player like Sanders is a strategic move aimed at doing just that. It's about adding that explosive element, creating mismatches, and making defenses pay for overcommitting to other parts of the field. His presence on the roster adds a new layer of unpredictability, and that's exactly what the Commanders need if they want to climb higher in the standings and make a real playoff push. As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to emphasize that this signing isn't just a blip on the radar. It's a sign of a team that's thinking ahead, that's looking to maximize its talent, and that's hungry for success. Braylon Sanders has a chance to prove himself in the NFL, and for Washington fans, that's an exciting prospect. The journey of the team this season, full of twists, turns, and surprises, is just getting started, and Sanders might just be one of the players to help steer this ship toward victory. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this signing? Do you see Braylon Sanders becoming a key player for the team? Are you optimistic about the team's offensive prospects this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and the latest news from the Washington Commanders. Stay tuned, keep supporting your team, and let us continue to grow this community of passionate fans. We're in this together, and every piece of news, every game, every play counts. Thanks for watching, and as always, hail to the Commanders.